Hey guys, this is not a nice sniper coming here. Sorry about that. Coming here live on, well, in real life. Now, obviously, you guys have been, I hope you guys are doing fantastic, doing all right. I'm doing pretty well myself. Now, you guys are probably wondering about the title and everything, and I accidentally forgot to put something else, so I'll fix that by the end of the stream. But, anyways, so fortunately, everything has been going successfully well for me and everything else, and including my boys, of course, after everything that's been going on so far. And obviously, everything has been going successfully great. However, under the circumstances, let's just say some of my friends are, well, let's start with my VTuber friends. They're going perfectly well, successfully, and very happy. But as for my other friends, let's just say there's been once again a bit of a problem. But it has nothing to do with me, and obviously it has nothing to do with my boys as well. However, under the circumstances, I did see this video that was just posted not too long ago. And obviously, looks like, well, it's not up to me because obviously this person did not post anything about me because they still have no idea about, well, let me explain it in another way. On the start of this year, somewhere on February, obviously, ever since I created this organization of protecting the innocents from toxicity, to some people, they think obviously that me, my friends, or the boys, or no, to be more specific, me, my elite boys are the bad guys, and obviously they think we are the toxic people, but that's where you're wrong. Because obviously, this is where it takes place. But before we get into that, so like I said before, not too long ago, let's just say one of my friends is dealing with a problem right now. And obviously, I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. And obviously, this will eventually happen sooner or later. So let's just say one of my friends, whose names I'm not going to mention, who's a YouTuber and it's a female, let's just say they're going through a bit of anger problems right now. And obviously, they also realize they need a little help. But under the circumstances, this female YouTuber found me and the rest of my friends on YouTube last year in 2025. And ever since they've been getting to know us, they have been really trying to hang out with us, which is a good part. However, under the circumstances, in order to be our friends, we had one condition. That's for it not to be revealed. Because obviously, you guys know my rules of my own channel. Obviously, after what me and including the rest of my friends have went through in life, we still have a bit of trust issues, and we can tell whether that person is toxic or not. But under the circumstances, we have been dealing with a problem. Well, not me, but looks like my partner and my female friend were getting into a bit of a problem. But before I get into that, let's just say this person who posted this video posted something like about my friend, but not only that, also talking about my partner as well. So I'm pretty sure my partner and or maybe not because they're probably asleep by now. But just for the record, I'm pretty sure the punishment is not today. It will be tomorrow, of course. So if my partner is watching this, I will be letting them know they're not punished right now, but tomorrow they will be. But we'll talk about that another time. So, fortunately, this year on the start of February, let's just say several of my friends have made a deal with me because, unlike other players, as you guys have seen in my videos and streams, I am no ordinary player. And when it comes to people who want to be toxic or want to be mean or don't like me, or I don't know, I don't care. But under the circumstances, if they post a video mentioning about me or even show something that is obviously like if they're trying to make fun of me or something like that, obviously it would be my own business. But nothing has happened to me over the years. So far, it's been completely calm right now. So, under the circumstances, I have been doing pretty well of being protective of my own self. But still, if you let me finish, obviously, let me finish this part. Because this stream will be a very long stream. So, like I said, obviously, I do not get myself involved in people's business unless they post a video about me, which no one has recently. And ignore that noise. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I don't get myself involved in people's business because obviously we do not, we have no interest of messing with people because they're just a waste of my time and not worth it because obviously they intend to get in circumstances and get in my way of my plans. So, fortunately, we have been doing successfully well of that. However, under the circumstances for my partner and other friends, looks like once again they got into a bit of a mess, and looks like it's up to VXM to deal with that problem. However, like I said, I cannot do anything since this person has nothing to do with me. Although, if you make it fairly point, they do not know that my partner is really with me, and they don't know that he is with VXM, which obviously is the organization. But obviously, that's my business and my business alone. And in case you guys don't know who my partner is, that's for you guys to figure out who it is. Because I'm not mentioning people's names. So that is one of the things that I am smart. So, yeah. Now, like I said, fortunately, this person posted a video, which obviously normally I would play, but I'm pretty sure my partner and, well, maybe not the other one because I'm pretty sure she's asleep by now, is obviously going to be aware of the video. But let's not talk about that for now. What I am going to say is she made a deal with me. Like I said, our my partner and her have a main priority. They are not allowed to talk about us or even mention about VXM. That's where Chris and Lewis came up because obviously, ever since the start of February, they made a deal with us. So anything toxic or anything disrespectful will be collected the same way how we did it in the same thing how I've been doing in the videos when I play breakers or any online games. And obviously, that person thinks they can mess with other players like that. Now, let me say this first. To other players, when they be treated like that, they think it's a good idea to copy the toxic player. Like, for example, the raiders who like to spam voice lines, they do it over and over and over. And when it comes to the survivors that get annoyed or angry, they think, oh, okay, we should copy that person and let's see how everyone likes it. That is where they make a mistake. Copying a toxic player just brings more pain and more situations when it comes to doing that. Because obviously, if you copy a toxic player or if they want to play like that, obviously they do this to get people's attention and mess with their brains. But over the years, in every single online game, you guys have seen me in every single one of my videos and streams. I have not even once spam any voice lines, except for the ones when we did training. Those don't count. So, yeah, those do not count. But when it comes to when I did online, yeah, I did not even once spam any voice lines. And sorry. Uh, that was basically the smart and clever thing to do because obviously, when it's peaceful and quiet, you can hear the survivors' footsteps, how they're located, and that is exactly how I know I can locate any survivors. If I remain zip and listen carefully, I can know where the survivors are hiding or even the civilians. And with my sharp eyes, I can even tell where anyone is hiding or anyone who is trying to hide from me. That is how I play the game fairly. Now, on to what I was saying. So, fortunately, there has been a lot of rumors and reports that a lot of players have been spamming body com- body camping and even try to hold the survivors hostage in the game. Now, I already recorded and post videos showing you guys that, which obviously that shows exactly my point. But now, this is where it gets more intense. Now, so far, there hasn't been anyone who has been cyberbullying me or any of the boys. And so far, like I said, it's none of my business because I don't get involved in people's business unless they have something mention my name, of course. But still, looks like my partner and my female friend are in a bit of a situation right now. But I cannot do anything because that person doesn't know about me or hasn't figured it out yet that my partner is really working for me, or should I say, helping me to make sure no one else is being toxic to that other player. And obviously I'm the one who gave permission to be their mentor, and looks like it's been doing okay. But so far, they do not know about that yet, unless they find this stream, of course, which I am fully aware of. Now, obviously, when it comes to me and the boys, we always make sure we remain stealth. Because obviously, we go into my friends' live stream channels and obviously we say hi. But when it comes to a situation where people are mistreating them badly or it seems like something bad is going on, that is when we remain silent in the shadows of the stream. We watch the stream for however it goes and we do not say anything. And when it comes to toxicity behavior, we collect it as the same thing how we showed it. Well, how I showed it on my videos, the community posts, and everything. So, yeah. Now, to anyone who is obviously on my side, they understand why I am doing this. However, to some players who do not believe in this, or probably who are against me or do not understand why the full potential of this problem or organization I am doing, because like I titled it in the main story of this problem. Now, obviously, 3 years ago, before everything went well, we were dealing with a problem. So, 3 years ago, and I already mentioned this before, my first partner, okay, ignore that. Sorry, bit of distractions. My first partner betrayed me, and obviously, I will reveal his name, which was Miller. Obviously, I don't know what changed them, and obviously, I was hurt at the time, but I managed to bounce back. I managed to bounce back and managed to redeem myself. However, under the circumstances, I had to bring up some way to protect my friends and protect a lot of innocent people who have suffered a lot of cyberbullying or anything that was harassment in real life or in gaming. Because most of you know about my backstory of how I went through in life, which obviously, yeah. But for those of you who don't, well, I suggest go scrolling into my videos or streams and you guys will find it eventually because I already mentioned my story multiple times already. But that's not the point. So, as I mentioned before, there are some players or some people or some toxic players who obviously do not like me because the way how I play, and obviously they think, I don't know, that I'm being the toxic player, but that's not true. So, obviously, as I mentioned in my speech, if you guys remember that stream I did a long time ago, or a few months ago, if I have to say, all the anger, all that intention in the brain can sometimes mess with that people's personality. And they think winning matters. But really, every video game you play, whether it's online or offline, a series, think about it. It's just a game. And it's not the game's fault. It's obviously up to the person how they play the game, whether they want to play it fairly or obviously they want to play it toxic way. So obviously, under the circumstances, I took precautions to make sure no one else plays that way. So yeah. So yeah. Now, obviously, I do not want to bring back memories, but 3 years ago, let's just say, not okay, I'm not going to mention most of the story, but only part of the story that had involved with me. 3 years ago, someone wanted revenge on me. And obviously, to some of you guys, we obviously agree not to mention his name and obviously not to mention him at all. But fortunately, I'm only going to play half of what this person said to me because obviously, this was the day 3 years ago, and I can't remember what day. I think it was maybe in August, September, November. I'm not sure. But obviously, this person said this to me on that day. So, hold on. Okay, give me a few minutes. I gotta look for it. So, let me put this on mute. Okay, so obviously, like I said, I don't want to bring bad memories, but ever since 3 years ago, this person said my name, and obviously, I'm not going to explain much of the details. Let's just say this person hated me, wanted revenge, and obviously, yada, yada, yada. They target my friends, they target me, but in the end, after our hard work of teaming up together, we finally got rid of this person. But ever since that day, fortunately, well, I don't want to bring back bad memories, but all I'm saying is that for any of my friends who recognize this voice, I suggest pretend you did not hear it and pretend you do not know it. And I know what you're going to say, but this is only the part that involves me. That was my business. So, yeah, just give me a moment. And I hate to play this again, but yeah. You see what I mean? Ever since 3 years ago, like I said, that person posted a video about me. And obviously, let's just say I managed to get rid of that person. But not only by myself, me and all my friends worked together, reported, and got rid of the guy. So fortunately, it's over now, and it's been 3 years already. So yeah. However, ever since that situation that happened 3 years ago, I know it took me like maybe 2 years and 5 months, but this is the whole reason why I created this organization in the first place. Because obviously, what you guys heard right now, that is exactly my point. Because obviously, everyone who thinks that we are the bad guys, but after what you guys heard right now, that is exactly my point. Because all the anger, all the intention, not to mention people who take drugs, for example, yeah, combined with that, it can take lots of tension in the brain and it can mess with people thinking they have power over people. But that's where they're wrong because in the end, they're basically destroying themselves. Almost they don't care about humanity. They only care about themselves or whatever they care about in their mind. Still, I'm pretty sure you guys fully understand that obviously what we do for this organization, we did what we did to protect us. Now, for anyone who don't really, well, don't fully understand, what I do is my own business. And what I do is what it takes to protect my friends and my channel. Because obviously, in the end, they think they have they have the advantage, but really, that's where it backfires. Because I always come up with a backup idea, and I always come up with everything else that I have planned. But still, whether or not he or she, if they don't like me or they don't like how I play, it's just one simple thing: block, report, forget. Simple as that. And you never see that person again. But still, this is how people are taking it: aggressive, threatening, and trying to expose the person instead of just doing the simple three rules that can settle peacefully. You can just block, report, forget that person. Simple as that. But anyone who's taking that negatively, well, that's up to that person's choice. So, yeah. Now, as I mentioned before, so far we have a full nice collection that we managed to take, and obviously we have made sure none of my friends have gone through worse situation, and obviously we have done we have done so much good in the my god, we have done so much good in the past. Seriously, what's up with my voice? uh, Anyways, the boys are fully aware of that what we do and know one thing, and that is to protect and follow orders. So that is exactly what we do. So, under the circumstances, I know to you guys who are still on my side, it may seem harsh or maybe bad, but I already explained it so many times, and to some people who don't believe me, that is the whole reason why me and the boys have been going around not to basically stream snipe, because some people think just because my name is Sniper, I stream snipe people, which obviously that is incorrect, because obviously all I do is make sure they are not toxic. And fortunately, the way how my boys do it is the same way. So, uh, either way, there are two main rules, and obviously, my boys know what they are. But yeah, still, it comes to situations whether that person knows the truth or whether or not we just forget and move on. So, like I said, right now, there's nothing going wrong with me or any of my boys. But since this person posted a video about my friend, and obviously, normally, like I said, I cannot do anything to interfere because they didn't mention my name and they still don't know about me, not yet or never will. Still, I already made sure of head of schedule because from the very beginning when it happened, I already did my part of my side. I already blocked and banned that person if they ever find this channel. So, either way, I still have what I need and I still know what to do. So, either way, if it comes to a situation where it gets intense, all you need to know is VXM will always be by their side, no matter the circumstances. So, either way, when it comes to that point, we always come prepared. And whether or not that person doesn't like what they see or sees what they see, they think they have power to manipulate people in the brain. But really, they're just trying to gain power. And that's what they really see in them. But not me. I am no ordinary player and I know what I'm doing. So that's basically you guys need to know. And whether that person, he or she finds this video or finds my channel and finds the pictures or anything, that proves how they can really, really get the situation, or if they think I'm trying to bring war. But not really. Because I said it from the very beginning, I don't care whether or not if I lose this channel or not. It doesn't change the point that I still have everything from 2022 right here. Well, since this is my, oh yeah, come to think of it, this is my new phone now. So yeah, it looks like identical to my original one, but trust me, to show you guys, well, actually, no, I should probably not do that. But the point is, I transfer all of the things that I recorded and transferred into this device. So even though if I do lose my channel of reports or people saying that I'm doing, I don't know what they're going to say, it doesn't change the fact that I still have everything downloaded and everything right here. And Not to mention the boys also have them. So we can play this the easy way or we can do this the hard way because it's already too late. I am already one step ahead and nothing will get in my way. Now, I know that I'm saying that to be evil or if I'm being toxic, but I'm only saying that to toxic people who think they can mess with me. So, yeah, they can try all they want. But really, VXM always remains in the shadows. Eesh. So now, that is basically what I want to say. Now, like I said, I'll leave the choices to my partner and my other female friend where they want to, because right now their priority is still not mentioned about VXM, me, or the boys. But if it comes to a circumstances where that person gets in, I don't know what behavior, then obviously VXM will reveal themselves from the shadows, and that will bring more shocking news. So eventually, when the time comes, VXM will be ready. So for now, everything is still okay on my side, but for my partner and my female friend, that's up to you because I am not going to get involved unless if the circumstances has something to do with me. But still, I am always ready for a challenge and nothing can stand in my way. So that is all I have to know. So for now, so yeah, like I said, VXM will always remain in the shadows and hide from the shadows because obviously this is how it works for us. Darkness is our main power because we remain in the shadows and we have our ways of hiding because obviously VXM hides in the shadows and we may reveal ourselves in the light or we hide in the shadows and not reveal ourselves because that's the most stealthy way we can do it and everything else we do in life. So that's all we have in our business. So now that's all you guys need to know. All right. Now I know it's getting late and everything. And don't think the punishment is not clear because this stream was only to talk about what was going on. But tomorrow, the 30-minute punishment will still continue. And obviously, still, I have everything going well planned on my side. But as long as nothing goes bad or no one posts videos about me, that all that matters. Because I have plans on this channel and I don't want anyone toxic or anyone interfering in my business or my plans because I do what I want to do in this channel. So that's what matters. And whether people think we are the bad guys, we're not. But if they don't believe that, then that's up to them. So yeah, either way, that is it for now. So I hope you guys understand and fully understand of this stream and everything else. And don't worry, let's just say my special agent is still keeping an eye on the dude, only from the darkness. So yeah, but once everything is settled and everything is at peace or not, then the time will come. But for now, your main priority is to remain silent. Don't mention my name, don't mention about VXM, and don't mention about anything. For now, you remain silent. So that is the priority. All right. But, anyways, even though it's late, yeah. But don't forget to like and subscribe. So, peace out. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys again when I wake up in the morning. Peace and good night.